other news, like K-Dot basically, he broke some records. Made a lot of noise. People were very divided, opinion-wise, which, isn't necessarily a bad thing. The worst thing that you can have from a show is have no opinion at all. Some people absolutely loved it. Some people weren't fans of it. But, art is art. Art is subjective. And he made a piece that would and is getting talked about quite a lot, much more so than, other kind of past performers that I could think of. So if for better or worse, he created a lot of conversation about himself. So, but along with that came with, Kendrick Lamar setting some records. So let's see what kind of records he broke with this Super Bowl halftime show.
So he broke that record, huh? He broke that record. Talk to him about Kendrick, the Super Bowl performance.
Yeah, so Kendrick Lamar, yesterday it was announced via Fox that his Super Bowl halftime performance is now the most watched Super Bowl halftime show in the history of the halftime show.
Dropping a clue.
Before I let them drop clues bomb, I'm gonna drop my own bomb. But again, say what you want about the show, whether you loved it, whether you hated it, whether you were kind of in the middle. It got people watching. It got people anticipated. It got people talking about it. It got conversations being had. Like, it did what it did. It brought people's eyes to the Super Bowl halftime show, which is exactly what the NFL wanted to bring people's eyes to what is going on that day. Exactly what Kendrick Lamar wanted to bring people's eyes to what he's got going on. And just in general, what the culture wanted is to put hip hop on the absolute biggest stage, especially in a time when rap and hip hop in general was suffering. This past year or two has not been great for hip hop music in general. There have not been a lot of standout projects, a lot of standout things that have happened. It's kind of losing its steam and buzz a little bit. It's had a bit of a down year if you look at the charts, if you look at the people that have been doing things. But he almost single-handedly, once again, catapulted it back onto the top of people's minds, the top of conversations. Hip hop has always been the one in the past 50 years that have changed conversations, that has caused controversy, that has caused like these discourses to the degree that just other genres have not been able to. And he did it once again. He is that guy.
Bomb for Kendrick Lamar. Dropping a clue bomb for Rock Nation.
Let me ask you a question. I seen something online where they said last year Rock Nation posted Usher did a certain number and then the number was backtracked. Is any of that true that I seen?
I'm not for sure about that part of it. I did see what you're talking about.
However, half a breed over there hating.
I'm not hating. I just seen something online and I'm asking.
Hate.
I'm not.
Y'all gonna find a way to try to make Kendrick not do it.
There was something online.
Yeah, it was
Let me say OV-ho.
He's not an OV-ho anymore.
Yes, he is.
I've never been an
Don't say it
OVO.
anymore.
Because he can delete his wholeness.
I'm not messing with y'all. I have no dog in this fight. I like Drake and I like
but you
Kendrick.
got an owl.
So what is the number?
So Kendrick got there was 133.5 million people. I said that wrong. 133.5 million people tuned in to watch Kendrick from between 8:30 p.m. and 8:45 p.m. because this halftime show is short. People have to realize that. And I think the discrepancy comes in because when you talk about these numbers, it's not just television. Mm-hmm. You can stream it. Like there's so many other ways that you can listen. So all
133.5 million people tuned in for a 15-minute performance is absolutely insane. This is for the people that said people don't know who Kendrick Lamar is. He ain't that big of an artist. It should have been Wayne. It should have been this. It should have been that. Like, the numbers don't lie. Say what you want. The numbers don't lie. He brought people's eyes. He brought people's attention to this show. Period.
All the data has to be collected.
It was on Tubi.
I watched it on Tubi.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You better believe it was on Tubi.
Now, Usher had previously set this record, Envy, this is what you're talking about, with the record of 129.3 million average viewers last year.
Mm-hmm. They've been setting the record every year, though. Like every year,
been going up.
It's been going up every year since Rock Nation been doing it.
Yes, sir. So Rock Nation is doing a really good job. All told, it was a great Sunday for the NFL Super Bowl. It was the most watched Super Bowl game ever with an average of 127.7 million viewers total compared to 123.7 million in 2024.
And it beat Michael Jackson, right? Because Michael Jackson was the biggest.
This is Kendrick Lamar in history. To TD. That's dope. In history, yes. So there's a ton of numbers here, but yes, this broke records. Now, I will say, Yeah, congratulations to him. People still arguing about whether it was good or whether it wasn't. It was impactful. It did what it needed to do. The people tuned in, okay? And I think the year that he had leading up to it had a lot to do with that. People were curious to see what was going to happen.
Kendrick's performance is doing exactly what it should be doing, and that's getting people talking. It's a discussion around his performance, a discussion around his art, and yeah, it did what it's supposed to do.
Absolutely. And some other, speaking of Super Bowl, something happened with C.J. Richardson mother.
C.J. Gardner.
Oh, all right, go ahead. I mean, I'm not an Eagles fan. My bad.
Yeah,
CJ somebody. What happened?
I got you. So C.J. Gardner, who is an Eagles player, he took a jab at Travis Kelce like right after the game, because after the game there was a photo of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift hugging and kissing out, just like she's kind of consoling him.
I don't care anything about that. Kendrick Lamar did the damn thing. Like she said, like I also said, it doesn't really matter, like whether you kind of liked it or not, like whether you thought it was good, whether it was bad. The fact of the matter is the whole point of the show is to get people to watch, get people to tune in, get people to talk about the event. And that is exactly what he did. Whether you loved it, whether you hated it, you were talking about it. And that is a win. That is a win. A win is a win. Like that means says a win is a win. Like he did what he was supposed to do. People were tuned in. People were discussing it. People are still discussing it. People are literally arguing to this day on Twitter about it. And like, what more can you want? The worst thing about an art piece is to have nobody discuss it. And that is exactly not what Kendrick Lamar did. People have been absolutely discussing it, either ripping it or praising it or whatever. He started a conversation, and that is what a star would do, and a star is capable of doing. So say what you want. Shit was a banger. The worst thing you can do is be straight down the middle.